The version that strike the chord is incredible. I'm reading Proverbs 13:11. Proverbs 13:11. If you have Bible on your phone, you can quickly do that and check. And I'm reading from the, I want to read from New Living Translation. New Living Translation. I'm trying to search. I don't know what's going on with my internet. It's kind of slow. My internet is kind of slow. Okay. New Living Translation says that wealth from get rich quick scheme quickly disappears. Wealth from hard work grows over time. Let me also show you one version that also speaks volume. NIV. Where are you? Where are you? NIV. Siri, just pop that up for me. Awesome. Dishonest money dwindles away, but whoever gathers money little by little makes it good. I want to warn you ahead of time that Forex you can make $1 million in 1 hour on good if you have capital and market moves in your direction. But if you go with that mindset that you want to, all the poverty you suffered in your life, this is the time you want to take everything off the table, then the same, even if you make that 1 million today, if you are with that same mentality, tomorrow you will lose everything if you don't take that money out. And I can tell you, when you go with that mindset, 99 over 100 times the market will be against you. Can I say that again? Your indiscipline, your impatience in the marketplace will always pop up if you are the mentality of getting all. I know some of you currently are trying now to fund your account, and you want to double that account on the same day or in 1 week. If you go with that same mentality, it's not even the mindset of God for you. Forex requires work. Part of the work is what you're putting in now, to learn how to go about it, and not just get into the market and just try to do whatever you like. But you have to understand that anything you grow little by little will definitely grow. Anything that you grow gradually, you have a system around it that helps you move from one point to another. You know why you are entering this trade, you know why you are getting out of this trade. That will build your system. It's part of the process. So when you come into a place and begin to look at it step by step, you realize that there's so much you can get done. I forwarded the material to the guys in my mentorship group now that will be trading with me, and I did a template for them with a $250 starting on Monday on the 16th. If they make 3% from that account, trade 5 days a week with that $250, I think their first day, what they need to make is even less than $25 or something. But if they say from 16th of February to 30th of June, that account would have grown to $28,000. I show them in advance to see. I'm trying to prepare them to see ahead of time that we are not coming into this space to do this for 1 week. The whole idea of coming into this place is not to do this for the next 1 year. This is my retirement plan. On Saturday, I went to visit a friend. And no, I was at the studio first, on the radio. When I finished up at the radio session, I got to a store. Now, again, I have a coupon. I didn't spend my money, actual money. I got a coupon for this headset that I'm using now. And one other item was added to it. Cost 311,000. So I sat down there and I was trading BTC USD. And when I was closing out the trade, I think I closed $320. And while they were trying to pack the items for me, and I said, okay, let me convert the money I just made now. Even if this coupon does not work, they wanted to validate it. I said, if this coupon does not work, can I afford to pay for it? Between the time of clearing, validating the coupon, sending me the item, and picking it from there, I made $320. I think 320 or 312, I'm not sure. But if you multiply that, it's well over the 311,000 that I spent in that close. When you master Forex and you follow a disciplined way of trading, you can be anywhere in the world. You don't even need to work for the government of that nation. Anywhere you are in the world, you'll be able to open your phone, go on your trading view, do analysis, look at the market. If you see the footprint of what you're looking for, your golden zones, you enter into trade. You can always pay yourself. So this time that we're spending is not a wasted time. In fact, it's one of your most productive periods. So I want you to pay attention to it. My coach tonight will be taking us on the chart, and is one of the most disciplined traders I've ever met. I've said I'm not going to call out anybody's name because this is recorded and I don't know where this is going to go. I don't want to get into any court case trying to prove what is not. But I can tell you for free that the big guys that you look up to, that you see on the media, flash cars and all that, they do more than Forex. In fact, they've stolen a lot of money from many people in the past. Apart from giving my money out, that I watched one of them blew up my $14,000 account in 3 days. That's my own personal experience. We've done a lot of funding, a lot of prof firm, they call it prof firm, where they say organization will give you an account. For example, they can ask you to pay $100 for a $10,000 account and all of that. There is one recent case, if you're on social media, one big guy from the Middle East in Nigeria who has actually duped people now. Someone picked up an account and traded, I think, I'm not sure the capital now. I think it was $80 or something. And this guy traded that $80 to $120,000. They shut down his account. They said he beat the system, all sorts of lies. And many people, they are the big ones in Nigeria. We've paid them heavily before to pick up accounts. One of my friends, David Achon, can testify to this, where we traded funded accounts, we passed, we moved to the life account, we got some money. They even promised us heaven and earth that if we passed in the shortest time, we didn't know they were planning to exit us. So they asked us to buy account. I bought like $300,000 account, that it was trading, paid so much money. And then they came out publicly and said that, oh, the funded, these are the ambassadors. They say, no, they are no longer partners with this guy. But all our money, he took everything away. You see them buying Lamborghini now and all of that. Many of them don't make it in trading. They do other things. There are few traders. I brought you one of the finest who gave me a major breakthrough in trading. And he's so quiet. In fact, I had to plead and beg him, to come. It's always good that you get some source and you will know that, okay, there are people that see things differently and they are doing so well without making any form of noise. I've said it before. If I'm doing Yahoo, it will take super intelligence for the whatever to catch me based off of lifestyle, because you will never see anything on the internet. I can promise you that. You never see anything flashy on the internet. In my house, the best part of my house is my bedroom. Everything that is best in my house is in my bedroom. So for you to actually know what's up with me, then you must be in my bedroom. That makes sense. So, guys, I don't want to linger because our time is really short. help me just go ahead and celebrate my coach, Coach Ken. Just go ahead, put emojis, whatever you want to put out there. Coach, I made you coast. I made you coast. Can you hear me? You can just go ahead and unmute your mic.
Good evening, sir. Can you hear me?
Hey, this G-Wagon, I go drive this G-Wagon with you. You must bring it all the way from Port Harcourt to Lagos. So,
I don't have G-Wagon.
just keep hiding. Keep hiding. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, sir. Good evening, sir.
All right. Just confirm to me that you have ability to share your screen.
Yes. Let me try and
Awesome.
share.
Okay, awesome. So I'm going to turn on my video. Guys, is this how we are going to celebrate? Is this how we're going to celebrate? Guys, let's do it well. Let's do it well. Let's do it well. We're about to get value.
You're very much welcome, sir.
Value. Yeah. So go ahead, please. Go ahead and let me celebrate you.
Okay.
Coach, go
Sir.
ahead. Can you see? Can you share your screen now?
Yes, let me see if I can share them. I'm having option to share the entire screen. I want to share my
so there should be three windows for you. One is window,
Okay.
one is entire screen, and then I think one is the tab.
Yeah, let me see. Okay, let me share the entire screen.
Okay.
Can you see my screen?
So let me turn off my video so that
Okay.
awesome. I can see your screen. Guys, if you can see your screen, let's go ahead to and just give thumbs up there if you can see the screen. I can from my end.
Okay. So what can you see now, please?
So currently I can see AUD JPY in 4 hours.
Okay. So that's my trading. Okay.
Okay.
So
awesome.
Okay, sir. Okay. Good evening, everybody. My name is Kenike Tamaremi. Like, I'm from Delta State. Though people online know me as Top Down. I think that was 2024. I was doing live streams on TikTok then. That's how I built a community, Telegram and all that. So that's just a brief history about me. I think that's the most public I've gone. So you are welcome to learn Forex. And first, I want to first of all thank God also, for the ability to be able to teach and impact. And I pray that we are, I think we are 209 here, at least let God have his way and impact as many as possible. And I also want to thank our pastor, it's not easy to bring up such an initiative, I would say, to help others. Everybody is just about themselves. So, and I want to thank you guys also for making yourself available, and God will reward you for at least for your efforts. So without further ado, let's get down to business. So I know Pastor have already, gone through the basics. So I'm here to take us on still tips, but a bit deeper. You get still tips, but a bit deeper than. So I'm going to be talking on charts. So I overheard Pastor saying he dropped a proverb easy money, quick money, and so Forex is not a get rich quick scheme, but it's a sure get rich scheme, sure but not quick. So you have to put in the work, and I can tell you this for free. You will feel frustrated, especially if you are new. You will feel frustrated. You will doubt yourself. If you don't give up, you will be so close to giving up. No matter the knowledge I give to you, you just have to. Some things I cannot teach you. Some things you just have to experience it. Experience will teach you some things. They are not taught. Those things are not taught. Yeah, you have to experience it. Experience will just have to teach you. Experience and God will just teach you those things. But I will teach you the part I can teach you, which is, the chart and all that. But you see, those psychology, discipline, and all the rest, you have to experience it. You have to see your money go you have to make money, you have to fight greed and all the rest. So just to prepare your mind. So so let me quickly hide this. So let me see if I can hide the whole chart so you won't be able to see my chart. So okay, let me see. Okay. Hold on for me. Okay. All right. Okay, there's no need. Let's go like that. I just want you guys not to see. And also, just to quickly, before we go any further, just to quickly, you must have heard about gold and gold and gold and gold. I know most of you must have heard gold, and most of you are here to trade gold. Yeah. But try to be patient in your development as well. So today, I want to start with structure, I want to start with structure. So this is AUD I think you must know these stuff. These are not, I think customers are taking you through all this. So this AUD Australian dollar versus Japanese yen, right? So AUD Also, you have to like help yourself as well, by watching videos and the rest. So this is a plain chart. So now we'll be talking about structure. I want to start with structure because what I'll be taking on is I'll be taking structure, then I'll be taking liquidity, then I'll be touching POIs. I will end with POIs. So I'm touching structure, liquidity, then POIs. POIs means point of interest. Liquidity, liquidity is liquidity. When we get there, we'll talk about it. So
sorry, sir, I can't see the screen.
You can't see my screen.
It has opened. Oh, I've seen it now, sir.
Yes, we are doing it too.
Okay, guys, Emmanuel, please, let me just put it out there. We are doing a recording of this. If you have any challenge, just log off and log back again. Okay. If it's a general problem, use the chat to say this. I'm sure people will respond to you, so that we need to adequately cut the time. Thank you so much.
Okay. You are not seeing anything. Yes, you are not seeing anything on the screen. Yes, because yes, I hide the candles. I hide the candles in case maybe that is kind of this thing. So when you talk about structure, you might want to bring out your writing materials and the rest. Structure. So let's start. Structure. Where's my text too? So today we want to talk about structure. Structure. Now, you must agree with me that anything structure is more like a building. Forex is based on algorithm, right? It's structure. Forex doesn't move randomly. Anything that goes up must come down. It's just a way of life, but except you are trading all those gold and the rest. But even it still applies to all those things because everything that goes up must come down. It's just a fact. So now structure, we have structure. Then structure is divided. Structure is like the whole point of Forex. Is the whole thing. Structure is just like the foundation of Forex. You must understand how to read structure for you to be able to learn Forex, or maybe for you to trade Forex. You must know how to read structure. Just like mathematics, you must know numbers and all the rest. So in Forex, you must learn how to read structure. Now, once the structure, now we divide it into like primary structure and secondary structure. Now I've gone from structure, I'm breaking down structure into primary structure and secondary structure. The primary structure is what you trade. Why the secondary structure? You can also trade the secondary structure, but the secondary structure is more of direction. The primary structure is where you see your moves happening. It depends on the time frame. I believe you must know what time frame is as well. So now we now put structure into primary. So let me just quickly write that. Also, this is recorded, so you can also come back and rewatch it, but you can also just write down if you want. Primary, we have primary and secondary. So now today we'll be able to talk about the primary and secondary structures. I'll throw more light on the structures as well, on structure as well. They will not divide structure into primary and secondary. So let me move this. So let me move this to this side. So now, first of all, what is structure? Structure is the foundation of Forex. Let me put it that way. So now you have candles. If you look at Forex, now you see that it's only candles. Candles are moving just like this. They are moving. If they don't know, if they don't tell you what all this, you would think it's random movements. You would think it's random movements, just like that. But this is what we call structure, right? This is what we call structure. This whole thing here now is structure. This whole thing here is structure. This is structure. This is structure of the Forex, right? Now inside this structure, we have primary and we have secondary. Also, I also believe Pastor must have also taken you on bearish market, bullish markets. When the market is selling, we normally call it bearish. When the market is buying, we normally call it bullish. Those are just just more like beginner kind of stuff. So now this whole thing is called structure, right? This whole thing is called structure. Now this is divided into primary and secondary. Now your secondary structure is mainly your higher time frame structures. Your secondary structure is mainly your higher time frame structures. Please get that. Your secondary structure is mainly your higher time frames structures. Yes, I know. I hide the candle so that you'll be able to pay attention. So now, since those are your higher time frame, let's also say you want to trade on 1 hour. Your secondary structure can be from your daily. We have daily time frames, we have monthly, we have weekly, we have hourly. This is 1 hour. Then we have minutes. Then we have seconds. Seconds. Personally, for me, I don't even trade seconds. Right? Me, I don't trade seconds. My highest time frame is like 1 minute. So I will not go as low as seconds. So your secondary structure is the higher time frame structures, while your primary structure is your lower time frame. So you trade your primary structures. You analyze on your secondary structure while you trade on your primary. So most times your POI can be your secondary structure, but you now look for confirmation for your primary structure to print out. Now when you talk about POI, you just heard me mention like confirmation. When we get to POI, we can also briefly touch on confirmations. Let me not jump too much, right? So now, let's start, right? So I'm going to talk on the primary and the secondary now. So let's say we have, for me, in due time, over this short period of time, you're going to see me make a lot of examples. Most of the time, I'll be using buy examples. Why? It's because I'm more good with buy trades. I know my weakness. I know my strengths already. So now let's say we have a market like this going like this. You can see I've drawn another structure again. You can see. Now you can see that I've drawn another structure. Let's just move this to this point. So now we have this. Now we have this as our overall structure. This can be now. Also, there's something I want to just mention. Please take note. Price is partial. Partial in terms that what happens on the monthly can also happen on the daily. What happens on the can also happen on the 4 hour. So if I say this is the strategy I trade, it doesn't mean you must look at it on one time frame. You can look for it at different time frames. The structure only breaks. You only have more information. The lower you go, the more information you get. So all these are information. So the more you go, the lower you go, the more information. So you see, those people that are trading higher time will say the lower time frames are noise. They mean that they don't want to give you, they don't want different interpretations. A market can be buying on 4 hours. When you go to 5 minutes, you see that the market is selling. That's where your understanding of primary structure and secondary structure comes into play. You can see that in a bullish market, when you go to like typical Forex classes, they will tell you the trend is your friend. Yeah. But even in an uptrend, somebody can sell and still make money. That's where primary and secondary structure comes into play. If your primary structure is bullish, or if your secondary structure is bullish, that means your market trend is bullish, right? The primary structure can be bearish because market goes like this, market goes like this. Now you can see that I'm easing myself from structure to now to primary and secondary structures. If you pay attention, I'm easing from primary, from structure itself down to primary and secondary. So which means if your market is bullish on the higher time frame, you can still sell. This will be green and this will be red. This will be green and this will be red. Now, the red ones are the bearish ones. This is just color. Now you can change your colors anytime you like. So let's not delay, but just try to get the concept. So now if all this is my structure, my secondary structure now is this whole thing. Now the primary structure is this coming back. Now anything inside or from here to here, anything inside here is what is a primary structure to this whole secondary structure. Now if you go a bit further, you can now hear me talking about swing structure. That is different. That is me now going deeper inside this primary structure and now go deeper to get you a swing structure, right? Then you now have me do something like this. Inside this leg, you can now break it down to like this. Then we move. Then you now also try to understand why we had to fail all this. Then you now know what this is called. This is anything inside here now, we call it liquidity, right? But don't be intimidated, rather. These are still basics, right? These are still basics. And if you don't get it, just try to watch the videos, ask questions, and it's not that hard though. Forex trading, the chart is not hard. What is actually hard is you discovering yourself and all the rest. So now let's go. So from here to here, this is my structure, right? Secondary structure. Now this coming back now, market coming back, this is my primary structure. Also, this coming back now can also be a secondary structure if and only if now I need market to come back to this point, to come back an overall trend, market to come back and give me the overall trend. Now, the secondary structure is always right. The primary structure is not always right. The primary structure can be right to a certain amount of time. So that's why we place ourselves with the trend. I can also go a bit further to tell you that the protected lows and highs, right, are always in your secondary structures. Your secondary structure is more like a father of a house. You know, when the father says, in a very good home, when the father says, this is this, everybody obeys, plus the wife. But sometimes the wife can overrule what the father said. Depends on who is right at that particular, but most of the time, everybody listens to the father. That's what I'm trying to like. The secondary structure is always right because it's more like a higher time frame. You see the bigger picture of where market is going and where market is coming from, right? So now let's delete this. So now, I want to give you guys something again. Let's go back again and see structure. That what I just drew just now is more like it's just simple. So let's go with something more complex. Now you see this. So let's work with this. Now this This can be presented on a monthly, on a weekly, on a daily. But this has so many, you can interpret this in so many ways, right? Now, you see from
Please, sir,
here.
can you use the darker color, sir, please, when drawing the charts, so that we can see it clearly.
Okay,
please,
darker color. Okay. Yeah, I think that would be nice. Yes. Let's see. Okay, let me actually make it bolder. Let me make this bolder. Okay, it cannot be bold more than this. Okay. I hope this is good. I hope this is better like this. Now, hold on. Let me see. Okay, yeah. So this is bold. Okay. So now, with this, now let's use this to represent our market structure. Now the thing is, you can see that from this point to this point, this was a secondary structure. Everything inside here was a primary structure. Everything inside here, you can see the market was kept going down until actually market failed this particular high. Once market failed this particular high, then we now try to understand that, okay, maybe at that point, maybe the primary structure is now in control, because the secondary structure was bearish, and the primary structure at this point, maybe when market was going back here, this was bullish. Then you see that they failed the low. But as long as we failed a supply, this is what we call a supply. Now, supply is where you sell from, right? After now, I'm going to go into resistance and support and resistance, demand and supply. So demand is more like, economic students. When the demand is higher than the supply, when the supply is higher than the demand, I believe you know what I'm trying to say. Now, once we fail a supply, we are now trying to understand, okay, maybe the primary structure is now in control, which means the market has switched. Now, we will now try to understand that, okay, at this point, we are to be buying, because we are now start working with the secondary structure again, which now means, right, the secondary structure has now turned from sellers to buyers. In other ways, the buyers are now in control of the whole market. Now, so you cannot just go and start buying. This is what confirms that the buyers are in control. Now, this is what we call this liquidity, right? This is called liquidity, but let me not go into liquidity now. Now, at this point now, this from here to here is now your secondary structure. This coming back is your primary structure. Now, back to this point, this coming back is to your primary structure. Now, once market this forms, we now know that this low is protected. We now know that this low is protected. Now, why do I call this low protected? Because this is a demand that has failed a supply. Also, that has liquidity present. Now, this liquidity is more like market has reacted, showing you that there are more buyers in this market, but probably they are not ready to enter the market yet. Don't go into liquidity. What you should be more interested in is what is the primary and what is the secondary. Just try to get acquainted with that, right? So now quickly, you can see that since this is presented, we now know that this low is protected. Now, why is this low protected? Because of this. Now, when we go into the chart, it's not this simple, but even from chart representation, it will be more easier for you to get, because you are just seeing these annotations, right? You are just seeing only these annotations. Now, to confirm that we have more buys, we now failed another supply. This is also called a supply. Now, this is the secondary movement of the price leg. You can see this one. This is what everybody wants to be trading. This is what everybody wants to be trading. Now, everything, as long as now you see that this overall high has been taken out, and once market takes out such a high, the primary structure will always come back. Everything inside of this range, everything inside of this is what we call primary structure. No, now when you go further, people can call it range, recent range. It's just the concept. That's why people keep paying mentors, because once you get what they are saying, the name doesn't matter anymore. once you get what I'm trying to say, now I'm calling it structure. Somebody might come now and say this is range. It doesn't matter. What you should be interested in just is try to get the concept. Everything that goes up, if market wants to go up, market will pull back first. That pullback, market will come back. Market will come back first. Before what? Before going back up again. So that coming back is what we call the primary structure. You should not be trading the primary structure, but though you can still make money from it. Because at the end of the day, if you want to wait just for this, you can actually see that it will take you days for market to, if not even weeks or months, for market to come back here. Especially if you are trading on 4 hours, you will see that you're waiting for market here. Market will keep going. Before you know, market will still go back up. All just does is just to fake you in. So you have to understand the concept, take it down, right? Take it down to like lower time frames and try to get what I'm trying to, or what you are actually looking for. Somebody puts on the chat that you are lost, but no problem. It's expected on your first class. When we go to the charts, you actually get a better view. And also you can actually do your own personal findings and all the rest, right? So everything here is a primary structure. And then we continue with the secondary. Now, you see that this low was protected, right? Market didn't take. And you can see that when I drew, I still protect this low. So this one too is protected. Why is this one protected? This failed the overall high, right? If this was not to be protected, we'll have something like this. We'll have something like this. You see, we'll have something like this. Let's say we'll have something like this. If we start having something like this, you know they are coming back for this low. Not necessarily taking out this, but we're coming back for this particular low, then before we go all the way. That's just me just buttressing. But I don't know if you understand the primary and secondary structure, if you can actually get something. Or if I'm still speaking Latin, you can just put it on the chat. Yeah, I get it. Most of you are still very new, and that's understandable. That's understandable. You have to get experience. It's Latin. Okay. Let's go back. Let's go back from the beginning again. Let's start from the beginning. One more time. I don't expect you guys to, yeah, you can actually rewatch the video. So I don't expect most people to get it on this first try, right? But I will need you to put in the work. Yeah, and actually try your possible best, right? Try your possible best. But though this is the easy part, actually, this is the easy part. So now let's go again. So now you see something like this. Let's say you see something like this. When you open your chart, you see something like this, right? It will not be this clean. Typically, they will say this is what? Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower, just like that. Or higher high, higher low. Since this is a buying market, right? But I'm trying to give you in structure terms. That once market is buying in a bullish market, those pullbacks, they retest. I need somebody put a retest on. The retest is the primary structure. Internal and external structure. Yeah, yes. You can call it internal and external. This is now names. Right? Your internal is internal, just like this. It's internal to this, but this is the primary structure to your secondary. So from here to here is the whole structure. Now, if you want to talk secondary, is those ones that keeps breaking the highs are the secondaries, while the ones that pull back are the primaries. Okay, that is just the main simple explanation for everything, and it will not be this clean. It will not, it can never be this clean. Forex can never, if Forex is this clean, then we all will make money. And also don't come with the mindset of like, you are just coming to make money. You are coming to a battlefield where market wants to take your money. It's the simple truth. Market wants to take your money. They don't care whether you have $1, $2, $3, $4. They don't care. They just want to take your money. That's just it. All right. So now, in everything you are doing in a buy market, this is what those ones that keep breaking the highs are your secondary structures. Why your primary structure are the pullback legs, Those are intraday legs. All right. So now that is just, forget the big grammar. It will be complex, yes. Forget about the internals, or the primaries are the ones that comes back. Let me as I'm drawing this, let me show you guys something. Okay, no. Do you know what I would do? Okay, I know what to do. So let's go like this. So we have market like this. We have something like this. Let me break this out. So this, and this. So it could never be this simple, but let me just use another packed drawing. So this, you can see this is your secondary leg, because it confines with the overall structure, overall trend of the market. That's your secondary leg. Also, let me now drag this. This is also your secondary leg. Let me now drag this again. This is also your secondary leg. Now let me now drag this again. And finally, this is also your secondary leg. So I'm going to, let me just quickly template. Okay, I can template this. I can color this. I think I can color this. Let me color this green. I'm coloring this green because in a scenario like this, this will definitely be green. So, okay, it should be easier for me to just color everything like this. So everything you see green on is your secondary leg, right? Everything you see green on is your secondary leg. Everything you see green on is your secondary leg. Everything you see green on is your primary leg. It's your secondary leg rather. So now let's now use. So let's see. So now let's use red for the other one. Let's use red for the other. So let me now use red. Okay, I think if I drag this, everything will drag. So now, let me use red for this. This example will definitely take our time. So this, and this, yeah. I hope it's more clear now. So now this is our primary leg. Do you see it now? Do you see it now? Please hold on. Hold on, please, I'm coming. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about that. I'm still with you guys. Okay, now, so now, everything that comes down is your primary structure. Your primary structure are those ones that come back. You know, you can see that when you go further, this is a retest. This is just a retest to come back to retest, because market cannot just be going up just like that. When we started, I told you that anything that goes up must come down. Market cannot just be going up like that. That's why you see sometimes they will tell you dollar is rising, dollar is dollar against the naira. Dollar will go up just like that. Sometimes it will still come back just like that. You understand? So anything that goes up must come back, must retrace. That retracement is to collect more orders, more buys, right? More buys before it keeps going up. Let's say if you are conversant with BTC, now currently BTC is selling, they are saying buying the dip. That's a retracement. But I'm not telling you to buy BTC, but that's a retracement, right? For further push ups. So that's just exactly what I've been explaining since. This is just exactly what I've been explaining since. You get? This is exactly what I've been explaining since. So the retracement is a retest leg. That retest leg is your primary structure now. Then the going back on is your secondary, because the secondary structure will always take out the primary structure. So we want to position ourselves with the secondary. We want to position ourselves with the secondary, so that the secondary, the lows in a bullish market, the lows of a secondary structure are always protected. While in a bearish structure, the highs of a bearish structure is always protected. So in a bearish structure, we want to be selling because the secondary is definitely bearish. Because the trend is bearish, the secondary will always be bearish. I don't know. I think this should be a bit more clearer. So we want to be trading the green side. That doesn't mean you should be looking for just buys, but we want to be align ourselves with the secondary structures. We want to align ourselves with the secondary, ignoring the primaries, because we know if we let's say we sell somewhere here, we know that if we put our stop loss, our stop loss will definitely be taken. Because if we buy here, this will be our target. This will be our obvious target. You understand? So we want to buy from a protected zone that we know that, okay, our stop loss will be protected. That doesn't mean it's 100% of the time. There's nothing 100%, because we'll still get to a point where I will not talk about strategy. When we get to POIs and all the rest, you will understand more. So now, I think I still have a bit, like 15 minutes of my time. So I want to give you guys charts now. I want to show you charts. Let's use charts just a bit and see how we can actually represent all this, right? How we can actually represent all this. So now this is AUD-JPY. Now, if you ask me, is this primary or secondary structure? Now, let me draw something for you guys. Look at what I've been drawing since. Look at what I've been drawing. This is 4 hours. Let's say we start from here. Okay, this thing is, let me change this color of this thing to black back. Okay, now from here, I represent it from here. Okay, hold on. If we go back from our pact again, from here, I take it down, I take it up, I take it down. Now, you see me, I take it all the way up. Now I take it down again. Let's just say this is 1. I take it up. Now I take it down again. Take it up. Now I still bring it down. I take it all the way up again. Now you see down, up, down, up, down. Now, from my own experience, what I'm expecting this market to do is like this. Now, this is me now, future terms. Because why? You can see that. Okay. Now, let me bring out this. You can see that this is the secondary. Now, anything coming back is the primary. This is secondary. Anything that comes back is the primary. This is, then we go back, then we break above these highs again. Now, this becomes a protected low because we have broken this whole high. Now, we come back, we break again. Now you can see, so this is the leg I'll be looking to buy. Also, why am I trying to buy from here? You can see that this is what this came back. Now we have this. Then we have this as liquidity as well that confirms that, okay, this can actually hold. we are not talking about liquidity now. In our next class, I will now talk about weak lows, strong lows, weak highs, strong highs. Then you will not know if actually you can wait for the secondary structure.
Yeah, go and take your chair.
Okay. So now, in our next, I will now talk about strong lows, because it's not every low you will buy. It's not every low you just, okay, that coach that day said it's every low. You don't buy every low. There are criteria to where you enter from. There are criteria to what qualifies you from entering from a particular point. All right? It must be a protected low, a strong low protected. They are the same thing. So now you can see this. You can see that the structure is given in this point. Now let me now delete this. This is 4 hours. Don't forget. This is 4 hours. The 4H in the back represent 4 hours. Now let me now go to 1 day. Can you see that if this, you can see that it's not the same. The information actually changed, but in overall, you can know that this market is going up because we keep taking the highs. So the trend and the secondary structure is still what? Is still very much what? Still very much bullish. So anything that's coming back, you know that is the primary structure. You are waiting for what? Market to, when market is ready to buy back, you follow markets up again. So that's why you say, except you have the experience, if a market is buying, you are not supposed to be selling. That's what we call reversals. So you are advised to trade continuations rather than reversals. Now, continuations is mainly on what? On the secondary structure. Now, I don't want to take you guys to a bit of what is very necessary. Let me just go to 1 week first. Even on the weekly, do you see weekly now? Weekly, we have broken this high. And now if weekly is to be anything, we expect market on the weekly to do something like this. We expect market to do something because we have taken this high. We expect market on the weekly to keep coming down like this. At this point, once market starts doing something like this, you know that this is higher time frame. On 4 hours, the structure has changed. We will now start trading what? The secondary structure on the 4 hours has changed to bearish. So we will not be looking for buys any longer, but we'll be looking for sales until market gets to a point of what? Interest. Let us say maybe to this weekly what? Demand zone, right? Then when market flips again, we can now say, okay, we are now in conformance what? With the higher time, which is the weekly. Now weekly overrides daily. Daily overrides what? 4 hours. But if your trend wants to change, it starts from the lower time frame. But let's don't go to that aspect yet. I don't want to go too deep. Let's not go to that aspect yet, right? So now, every information it's giving you, every time frame gives you different information. But the higher your time frame, the more you should accept that information. The higher you go, the more concrete the information they give you. The higher your time frame, the concrete or the more reliable the information they give you, right? Since this high has been taken, anybody that is currently buying will be more careful now, because we know if market keeps buying, a point will come that it will still retrace back. The primary leg must come into play in this weekly. The primary leg must come into play. So we'll be very much aware that, okay, the primary leg must come into play. And when it comes to play, you can relax and sit down, or you can align yourself again to the lower time frame, because at that point, you know that you are trading the primary on the weekly, but on the 1 hour, 4 hours, and all the rest, you will know that that is the secondary structure for them. Because at that point, the market will be selling, it will be bearish, but on the higher time frame, it's bullish. Don't get confused, though. Don't get confused. With time, you'll be able to differentiate those things. So let's go back to 1 hour. Let's go back to 1 hour. With time, don't get scared with all this big grammar I'm speaking. At the end of the day, we all just want to just make money. But we want to make money responsibly, because we are not gambling. right? All these are time frame. This is 1 hour. I just moved from 1 week to 1 hour, right? This is 1 hour. I can still go to 2 hours. You see, I can still go to 2 hours. Market took out this high. So this is your primary structure coming back to take out this low, because there's no other zone here. Now, when we go to liquidity, I will not tell you why market had to take out this low. I will not tell you why market had to take out this low. And you can also see, I will not tell you, okay, what was this? Why did market take out this before going? Why didn't market just go just like that? And there's also a possibility here that market can also do something like this. On this time frame, market can do something like this before we go all the way to the upside. With time, you will now understand why these things are necessary. When we talk about liquidity, then POIs, you will now understand those things, right? So for now, let's just keep with the primary and secondary structures, and let's just make do with that for now. So now on the 4 hours, you can see secondary moving. This coming back is the primary. Now I want you guys to take note of something. Let me just disturb your minds a bit, because your mind must be boggled. Do you understand? You must think outside of the box. Look at this thing I'm drawing now. Look at this thing I'm drawing now. Look at this thing I'm drawing now. Let me this box. Let me change the color of this box to black. So now look at this box. This is primary, right? This is the primary. In this 4 hour, this is the primary, right? We have taken this. They call this break of structure. You must have heard that name is very popular. This is called break of structure. Break of structure is more like when the secondary structure breaks above the primary high or low, as the case may be, right? That's break of structure. Now, look at this. This is 4 hours. We know that this is primary, the leg that retraces. Now, let's go to 1 hour. Let's go to 1 hour. I want to show you guys something. Now, this is 1 hour. You see that in 4 hours, there was no much information. You see that when we come back to 1 hour, there's much information. You can see that market came back, market bought to this point, market sold again, market bought again, sold again, before we started going back to the upside. Now, that's information. The lower your time frame, the more information, the more noise you receive. Somebody that was selling from here knew that, okay, market has broken structure. Now it's time for market to go back. But market moved all the way back again before selling again. If you are not somebody that knows what you are doing, at this point you're already scared and you exit your market, which comes with experience. They don't teach things like that. It comes with experience and with constant learning and back testing. If you are serious about Forex, right, please just know you must put in the work first, and also you must back test. I preach back test a lot. Back test is when you go back and try to like look at price. You know, there's something they call replay tool. This is not my premium account. So if you go on my premium account, you can actually go back and try to like, you know, fast forward it, and you will now put the strategy into play and see what you can actually do with it. So you must be ready to like put in the work. It's not actually, to get rich is not easy, and Forex will make you rich, so you don't expect it to be easy. Now, imagine now that we have only here. Okay, now let me do something like this. Let me move this to this point. Let me do something like this. So now, imagine at this point, you are a day trader, you see this. You know that market has broken structure on the higher time frame. Now, in this time frame, everything that goes up is your primary structure. But everything that comes down is your secondary structure. But remember, on the 4 hours, that's why I had to label it. On the 4 hours, I said this is a primary on the 4. But on the 30 minutes, you see that this is the secondary. Because if you buy from here, yes, you are right though. If you buy from here, you are right, because I said you should trade the secondary, yes. But market will take you out. Why? Because market is not ready to buy yet. Market is that retracement leg. That's where you are trying to buy. It's more like you are entering a bus from Lagos to Port Harcourt. Now, and you are supposed to go from Benin, somebody that is supposed to go from Benin to Lagos, right? You enter the motor at Benin, the motor that is coming to Port Harcourt. The motor cannot take it to Benin. It cannot take it to Lagos, rather. We will take it to Port Harcourt, which means your stop loss is at wherever, maybe Delta State, or it's just an analogy anyway. So you must place yourself at where the market wants to move. Your money cannot move the market. You have to, even my money cannot move the market. Even pastor money cannot move the market, right? So we place ourselves at strategic points to make sure, okay, this is where I want to place myself. Then can market give me money? Market give me money, fine. Then we'll not talk about risk management, because you can never be right all the time. And you can never be wrong all the time, but you can be wrong most of the time. The most important thing you need to just do is try as much as possible to be more right than wrong. Try as much as possible to be more. Then you now talk about risk management, then RR means risk to reward. If you are placing $2, you're expected to make like 15 to 16. If you are placing $2, let's say you risk $2 to make $6, that's 1:3. If you now put that same money into $10,000, you know, you are a big boy or a big girl, as the case may go, you know. So now imagine I give you something like this. Imagine I give you something like this. In this place, the secondary structure in this time frame is this. Is this coming down? Is this coming down? That is the secondary. Everything that goes up is primary. You can see this retracement leg. Market take it down. This retracement, market take it down. Not until we are now ready again. It has tapped into higher time frame, what POI. Now we are now ready to, but now we can now say, okay, we are trading what the higher time frame secondary structure. Now we can now start going. Now, how will you know that we are ready to move? That is a new case in itself. We are just talking structure now. We are not talking about confirmation. We are not talking about POIs. We are not talking about anything, because from here you can actually, with experience and with teaching, you will know that, okay, we are ready to move. Then you can now say, okay, let me buy and stop selling. And anybody that is trying to sell from here will the market will take them. Why? Because they are still trading this primary structure when what the secondary is now in charge. So we align ourselves with what the higher time frames. We make sure we align ourselves with the higher time frame structure to be able to what to make money. That doesn't mean somebody that sold here will not make money. Somebody that sold here, and that's why when you come out, somebody will say, in a market that is bullish, sellers will still make market. The seller will still make money. You don't want to be right. What you want to just do is make money. Just learn how to make money. Don't try to be right. If you want to be right, you actually lose money more than you actually make money. Just try to make money, but don't make money in a wrong way. Be consistent with what you do, right? Be consistent with what you do, right? Somebody can be right in the market and still lose money, and somebody can be wrong in the market and still make money. It's as simple as that. Yeah. So now this is what I just wanted to bring out in structured terms, right? In structured terms, right? Once market gives us a confirmation, then you can now say, okay, let me buy with the higher time frame. So let's go back to 4 hours. You can see that, you can see how everything changed with the time frame. You can see how everything changed with the time frame. You can see how everything changed with the time frame. Now on 4 hours, now when you just joined, when I just shared my screen, right? I was trying to buy, right? On this time frame. Of course, because I have this react from this, then I have this whole let me call it order block. Order block is when you get to POIs, you know what order blocks are, fair value gaps, breaker blocks, and all the rest. So I think that should be that for the structure. Then tomorrow we'll talk about protected lows, protected highs, right? And all that. Though I used just bullish market structure for this example. So I think tomorrow I'm going to be using bearish. I'm going to look for a market that is currently selling on the long run. A market like USD CAD. Okay, USD CAD, I think it's on the bullish run. I don't really, most of the pairs I'm trading, I trade GBP JPY, that is currently bullish. I'm trading USD JPY, also bullish. I'm trading GBP USD, also bullish, and Euro USD, even as gold, and gold is very bullish as well. So I'm not really trading bearish markets for now. Maybe US 30 is bullish. Same thing with NAS 100. But I'm going to look for a market that has been selling for a very long time, and try to see how we can actually use that one instead. Okay, something like this guy has been selling GBP AUD, right? Has been selling for a while, and I think for past 3 to 4 weeks or 5 weeks. Yeah. So that's what we'll be using tomorrow. Then I'll talk about protected highs, protected lows. Then from there we can ease ourselves into liquidity. Then we finish up everything with POIs, as the case may be. So I think that will be that for today. So if you don't understand, you still don't understand, there's no problem. Don't feel frightened, right? Don't feel frightened. To make money is not easy. To make money is not easy. Forex is not easy, actually, but it's also easy if you have the time, the patience, and the grace of God as well. And I hope, because this is an initiative that is presented by a man of God, and I believe it's God that is calling all of us, to make our own impact in the world. So don't be frightened. Just be prepared to work hard. Be prepared to work hard as possible. Nothing comes easy, right? Just prepare to work as hard as possible, then everything will be fine. The next 6 to 7 months, you'll be in a better place, and you'll be able to place your trades, and all the way. So thank you very much, guys. So I think that will be that. I will see you guys again tomorrow. So over to you, sir.
Hey, coach. Thank you so much, guys. Can you please help me just celebrate this man that is so humble? He's so humble, and I'm really grateful for spending your time with us. I'm really grateful. Now, guys, I was just wondering, I saw some comments, somebody said my head is blowing. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing, and all of that. I mean, what he just discussed with you tonight, I want you to see it as a fashion designer who is trying to cut the pieces of a cloth. You see, most time our expectations are so high that we forget the basics. See, one of the things that helped me to be consistent in this place is understanding the basics. And that's what he has done tonight. He has laid a very solid foundation for you. I love the fact that he didn't use the candle. Many of you are looking for the candle. You see this blue and black is showing you. Can be red and black, can be red and green, can be white and whatever. People put different colors as they like. But what is fundamental is understanding exactly the concept. And that is what he has done for us tonight. If I share my first story when I started the class, I'm like, this is definitely not for me. Let me let you know the truth. I was planning to just have a 20 set of people to do this. Oh, when I was talking to the team, they said, I know, Pastor, you can accommodate 100 now, your account is 100 and all of that. I said, okay, if we get 200 into the group, perhaps we can focus on just 100 people. And then we went out. The first 24 hours, we're already over 400 and all that. And I'm like, how are we going to do this? I upgraded my account and all of that. See, whatever is driving you, yours may be poverty that is driving you to do this. You've just got to have a reason why you're doing what you're doing. If I'm in your shoe right now, what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to go back and rewatch this video to understand the concept. Forget about candles for now. Just take it like a baby step. Just see yourself as a fashion designer. See yourself as a fashion designer right now. All you are doing right now is that one part of your clothes, just one part of your clothes right now. You are trying to get one hand on the side. Guys, if you can hear me, just give me thumbs up. Give me thumbs up if you can hear me. See it as just one part of your clothes. All right, thank you guys. One part of your clothes being sorted out. And by the time you go tomorrow on another part of your clothes, by the time you are bringing it together, everything will make sense. Everything will make sense by the time you are bringing everything together. So take the baby steps. We can't teach you everything now. We can't teach you everything in just one day. And then you have to have the right mindset. You have to have the right mindset that you can do this. I don't like the fact that some of you are posting there that you don't understand and all that. Your words carry power. It's what you say that will eventually come to pass. You can do this. You can learn it. Give yourself some time to go through this, and you realize that you can definitely do it. I'm telling you, you're going to get quality support. If there's anything I'm making promise on, I'm going to keep to it. So please take some time, go back, watch the video again. The reason why you love some songs more than each other is because you get to listen to those songs again and again. They call it power of repetition. There are some songs you listen to, you don't find any interest in it. By the time you listen to it 3, 4, 5 times, you realize that you will love the song. One of my secrets to success in exam in school was because I don't travel back home. I'm committed to fellowship in school and all of that. I get to read my notes, my textbook, like 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So that when you are reading, when you are saying something from one place, I can tell you where that thing is coming from because I'm becoming more familiar. Some of you are seeing the candles for the first time and you want to understand where the candle is opening and closing. If not for a professional like him, for me, I always say, see now, see liquidity now, see this one now. Why? Because we've been looking at this over and over again. Take a baby step. Start from where you are. And I trust that you are going to get a lot of value here. Once the video is done, we'll put the link up in the group. Try and watch it. Tomorrow is another time that we are getting back to the charts. I promise you, when we finish all the fundamentals, I will put the pieces together for you so that you'll be able to look and see, oh, this is what we are looking for. This is how we have to take trade. This is how we have to get out of trade. All of that will be done. Just take a baby step. Let's take it one after the other. You can't know Forex in a single day. I didn't even know it in a single day. What I'm bringing to you is to fast track your journey, but you don't want everything to happen in a single day, guys. So thank you so much for coming again, Coach Ken. I am really, really grateful for doing this. I know it costs a lot of money to even get you on a call like this. I'm really grateful. Thank you so much. So we'll make tomorrow another time. Thank you so much, guys. Please let me celebrate him. Let me celebrate him. Let me celebrate him. That's the least you can do for me.
Celebrate you, sir.
Yeah, let me celebrate him. So we're
Thank
going
you,
to
sir. Celebrate you, sir.
yeah. So we are going to
Thank
meet
you, sir.
again.
Thank you, sir. God bless
Thank you
you.
so
Please,
much.
guys.
Thank you, sir.
Please, guys.
Whether the
Please
devil like it
make
or
sure
not, I
you
will learn
don't
this
miss.
thing.
Yes, you will learn it. You will get it. Make
Please, how
sure.
do we get the
Make sure
video,
you join the
please?
class. Yes, it will be in the community. It will be in
Thank
the
you
community.
so
Please,
I'm
much.
going to post it up.
please, what's the
Thank you,
community?
coach. Thank you, Pastor. Thank you so
You're
much,
Pastor
welcome.
coach.
Femi,
Please, what's the
God is
community?
really using you to take people like us. So we are, we are, we are nowhere
Yeah,
to be found. Thank you so much.
Thank
God
you're
you
will
for
keep
welcome.
making
rewarding
me
you.
part of the
Amen.
poverty.
God bless
Thank
you,
you
sir.
Ah,
for
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
pulling
I
me.
Guys,
must learn this thing.
Thank
Oh.
you so much. Thank
God
you
you,
bless
will.
Pastor.
you,
You
sir.
will. You
Thank you,
will. I'm
Pastor.
sure. I'm sure. I'm sure you will.
Also,
All
please,
right,
can you
guys. I have
drop
to
the
go.
community link, please?
The
Can you quickly drop
community.
the community link?
Okay.
Yes.
So we do just that now. Just
So
a
that we can
moment.
copy it.
Yes. Just a moment. I'll drop it. I'll drop it so that we
God bless you,
can.
Pastor.
You're welcome and
Thank you,
welcome and
Pastor. Thank you, sir.
yes, you're all welcome. It's my
Thank you,
pleasure.
Pastor
So,
Famo. Thank you, Pastor Famo.
hey, my favorite person. Adekobi, you are here. Hey, my God, these are OGs. These are OGs. I've just dropped the link. Make sure you join. Make sure you join. It will really help you be part of the community. Beginners, all of us that are learning this masterclass, this link I'm posting up is for all of us. All the information about the class and our time, everything is in there. So even for those who are going to be part of the mentorship and the trading with me, every information will also be posted there, how you can join and all of that. So it will be posted there. So
Sorry, sir. Please, I have a question, sir. Please, I don't know if I can
okay,
ask, sir.
go ahead.
Please. I tried to join the masterclass or the mentorship, the private community where you have trade ideas and stuff like that. But we are asked to have a minimum of, I think, $400 or $250 in active funds. But I actually don't have up to that. But I have a prop firm account with funded next. I don't know if that can pass.
No,
Sir.
we are not doing any funded next. I've said that I'm not in support of any funded account. You
Okay,
can
sir.
trade your funding account by yourself. I want real people that I can show their results to the world. That's the essence.
Okay, sir.
So it's your money. You are the one. I don't have password to it. I don't have anything. It's all about you, and you can use it to trade and make money. I'm not somebody that you pass a funded account and then they will not pay you. You say Forex is a scam. I don't want any scam. I want results.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Somebody is saying, sir, $250 for mentorship. I am not collecting a dime for any mentorship. It's free of charge. Zero free. This project
God
is
bless you,
completely
sir. I'm
free.
going to the mountain to go and pray for you. God bless you, sir. Go
Everything
and climb
is
the
free.
mountain.
No
This
single
is my
charge.
first time hearing something like this. Like I was even already concluding. I'm going to the
It's
mountain
fine.
tomorrow morning. If you see things just change for you positively, it's me. Oh, it's my prayer.
Hey, thank you, Eunice. Thank
Sir,
you, thank
you
you.
will not fail.
Well,
Eh? You will not know a better
I've
yesterday.
got to go now. Some people are waiting for me on the other side. It's 9
All
o'clock.
right.
Hello, sir.